is Sharifah Shahidah, Syed Kamaruzzaman. I'm currently the Deputy Secretary General for PKR. Right now, I'm full-time, working full-time for the party. I graduated from Stanford University in business computing. So I'm actually a programmer and not a politician as yet. I joined PKR in 2004 as I got elected as Vice Chief for Youth Wing, Pemuda. I was the first female to be elected. I became the Vice Chief for 3 years, and after that I decided to concentrate on my career. And recently, this year, I got appointed as the Deputy Secretary General, and now here I am.
Hello, my name is Lih Kang. You can call me Lih Kang. Chang Lih Kang. I'm the State Assemblyman of Teja, Perak. Although I don't look so young, in fact, but I'm the youngest adult in Perak. And
Can you stop saying it?
How old are you? I was born in 1980. I'm 29. Oh no, I didn't do that. And in fact, I participated in the movement, the activism in 2001 when I was first year in campus. And I'm a local grad. I graduated in UPM, University Putra Malaysia. I studied civil engineering. I'm supposed to be an engineer and I can live a good life, but ended up becoming a poor politician. But you are fortunate because I'm not an engineer. Otherwise, there will be more projects like MR2 and Terengganu Stadium. And in fact, I started to become active in activism after one incident happened in my first year. So that was I participated in this procession, very peaceful walk, and then in protest of the closure of SRJK Damansara, the Chinese vernacular school in Damansara, and I went there alone. I didn't know anyone. I participated the walk. I walked and got arrested. So so from there I found that there is something wrong with our country. I thought, girl, walk also cannot. What kind of country is this? So from there, and even to make things worse, I was badly intimidated when the police did their interrogation. I was badly intimidated by the special branch. So after that, I started to become active in activism. And after graduation, I joined a human rights organization, Suara, and then after 3 years working, I thought of making more money to become a politician. But apparently, this is a lie. Politicians cannot make more money. This is a blatant lie. You look at me, you know. And that's the problem. I think that's the main problem. And I joined Party Keadilan in 2007. Then 2008, I stood in election and won. So very lucky, but why I choose Keadilan? Because as a Chinese, it's very difficult to be in the mainstream politics. You see, all the while, even if you join MCA, they are the second component party in PN. They are not mainstream. But I find myself very mainstream in Party Keadilan. Although I'm a Chinese, I'm young, but I find myself very mainstream. I can throw all kind of ideas, and if I have something like not happy, I can raise it up without any barriers. So that's one of the main reasons I joined Keadilan.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone. My name is Nik Nazmi Nik Ahmad. I'm 27 years old. I'm the State Assemblyman for Seri Setia, Selangor, and which is in Kelana Jaya. That's an easier way to describe it. I'm also the Youth Exco for Keadilan and the Political Secretary to the Selangor MB. And I hope that not a lot of questions will be about the temple and the cow cake, not about other things, but I'll be prepared to answer any questions. Well, I was born in KL to a family from Kelantan. My dad was a civil servant, my mom was a housewife. My dad has always been sort of a silent supporter of PAS because he was a civil servant, he couldn't do much. But he followed from the background. But in 1988 he retired, and in 89 Tuan Guru Nik Aziz actually came to his house, and because they were confident of taking back Kelantan, so they wanted someone with civil service experience. So they offered my dad to run. At that time my mother said, no one in my family is going to be involved in politics. She said that. So my father, okay lah, so he took the normal, biasalah, government retiree, joined the GLCs and all that. But in 1998, reformasi happened, of course, and my parents were, I don't know, they followed very closely. Of course, my father was too old to go to the street or anything, but he followed very closely, went to functions in hotels and mosques and everything. And my mother, who was previously apolitical, also became very involved, to the point that my dad kata dia mimpi lagi banyak Anwar daripada orang lain tu. So that was my family background. At first, because of my family's background, before, I was sort of a PAS sympathizer. So at first I was quite, I didn't know how to read reformasi. I was still in school, I was Form 4. But eventually, as I learned more and my family became more involved, I got a few seniors. Saudara Aslan Benan Omar, Allah Yarham Benan Omar, one of the most brilliant Malaysians of his generation. Saudara Rafizi Ramli, who was previously in Petronas. And these were the people who brought me into Keadilan formally. So I was helping them out. I was helping Saudara Izam. That's how I met Izam and a few other Shahidah, Muaz. We were involved in a group of young people helping out informally Keadilan at that time. And I think by then I was confident that this, even though at that time it was very small party, we had all Malay MPs at that time, but I thought that this was the party of the future because it was a party for all Malaysians. I went to UK to read law at King's College London. I brought Izzah there, brought Datuk Sri Anwar, got into trouble, But then I came back and I formally joined the party, joined Pemuda Nasional Berhad for about a year. And then I got a call from Izzah one night from the US. And Izzah said, my father wants to talk to you, and then the offer was there to work for Datuk Sri Anwar. It wasn't the easiest decision, but I felt that to work with the man himself, although the party had one seat at that time, one parliamentary seat, everyone said aku dah nak masuk Keadilan kerja. But I made that choice because I thought this was something I wanted to do for the country and see how it goes. And I never wanted to contest. I was very confident. I was pushing Izzah to contest, I was pushing my other friends to contest. 3 weeks before elections, suddenly my name came up and I asked my boss, Datuk Sri Anwar, and he said, kalau berani tanding lah. So I took that as a challenge. I contested in Sri Setia up against Datin Paduka Sharifah, who was Ketua Penerangan Wanita UMNO Pusat and Exco Kerajaan Negeri Selangor at that time. And in the previous election 2004, she defeated the PAS candidate by 11,000 votes. Got 11,000 votes. So I was quite confident this is a suka-suka punya contest. But Alhamdulillah, like many others, we won. So now I'm of course at the front line of politics, and I always think that doing programs for young people, I think is the more pleasant side of politics rather than dealing with cowheads or shouting people, screaming people. So I gathered a few friends to have this program today to get a different setting. Biasa orang Keadilan datang Gloria Jeans ni quite lain sikit lah kan. So we wanted to do something different and we decided to come up with this program today.